Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin on your Thursday morning. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter with you. Just like the disembodied voice of our announcer said. I lost my train of thought there for a second. I know it's Jill.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to out her, though. I stopped short.
Like every
I know, but
day.
You know what? I feel bad about it now. Maybe she doesn't want people to know that she's the cool voice of cabin radio. You know?
Maybe, yeah.
So what are we going to do? Put her in witness protection?
That's right.
Point?
Yeah. It's like, who does the voice? I don't know. Huh?
Just mask all the voicings.
That's right.
Cabin radio.
Okay. That's, you know what? For people with those things, that is offensive.
It's a voice app.
Not a
It's
a voice app.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
was just using an app.
Yeah, you just put
That's
like
the
a
impression
yeah,
I was
you just
going
put
for.
like a daily shaver up to your throat.
Yeah.
Very good. Mornings to the cabin. The big thing we talked about this yesterday. We talked about Disney Plus, but we didn't talk about what we didn't get into is overages and of how all these things just like mount up your internet usage bill. And of course, we had a story on it yesterday. So there we go. We can talk about that a little later on. Also, Far North Far North Photo Fest coming up. We got a couple guests coming in for that as well.
So are you at your data limit already?
Oh yeah, no, I already got my 75%.
75.
Yeah,
It's
I got.
November the 14th.
I know. What does that tell you?
But you've got a low data limit.
Nope.
And
No,
cheap
we have a
shit.
200 gig data limit, and we have not changed our habits. But somehow we're at 75% before halfway through the month.
Have you got Disney Plus yet?
Nope, don't have Disney Plus. But you know what Northwest Tel keeps telling me to do? Oh, just up your package. Huh. What an interesting thing.
And
Up
you
your
haven't even
package.
done it yet.
No, why
Simple
would I?
solution.
I know. Well, I should because, $4 a gig is highway robbery.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler, Ollie, Lecter with you on your Thursday morning. As we all know now, Don Cherry has been put on an ice floe and sent to the North Pole. That's what we do with our celebrities when they get a little too old.
Should be floating by here any minute.
Any
now.
minute now. On ice floe. You can hear him in the background. So the question remains, though, as we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier on this week, what happens at Hockey Day in Canada? It's coming to Yellowknife in February. What do you do? Don Cherry and Ron MacLean were scheduled to take part. Now that he's been let go, Sportsnet says they're working on someone to replace him. How do you replace a belligerent old man? What does one do? Will Ron MacLean will Ron MacLean be here? What if they replace them both? So I guess the question would be, who would you like to see replace him? Celebrity? NHL legend?
Will you audition?
I will not.
No.
Well, I might. It's my job. I mean, if they held auditions, that would be great.
I think you and Ron MacLean would actually make a pretty great team.
I would just cut him off anytime you said something.
Yeah,
Ron, just a second.
I'd be like, Rod, here, look. Come and sit down with me for half an hour. I'll give you... Here's what I know.
Yeah.
Here's what I know.
It's not
about
much.
Smiling at the end of Mornings at the Cabin breaks and putting a thumbs up in the air.
That's right. That's what I did. Doesn't matter what comes out of that other person's mouth. I'm just gonna give him a thumbs up and be like, there you go.
It would just take your first segment together, and Ron would like finish a sentence and then look at you and be like, what are you doing? Like, when are you going to jump in here and cut me off? I'm not supposed to finish sentences, Jesse. And then he'd be like, okay, I got it now. I got it.
I would just sit there with a smile on my face and a thumbs up the entire time, frozen in silence.
Jesse? Jesse?
Ollie, you and AJ met up with some of the producers from Sportsnet, talking about logistics as they come up here. Obviously, they got to come up here and plan some things. It's a few months away.
Snooping around,
seeing what's what places to avoid, what places to go. What was your experience?
Yeah, they came in yesterday for a meeting.
Yeah,
and they just ran through the schedule of all the stuff that's going to be happening that week. And I was sitting there in my armchair, like, listening to all of this, thinking to myself, thinking the whole time, not really paying that much attention, just thinking, don't make a Don Cherry joke. Don't make a Don Cherry joke. They're not going to be in the mood. They're not going to enjoy it. It's probably too soon anyway.
Yeah.
Ollie, just don't make a Don Cherry joke. I know you think it's going to be funny. It won't be funny. Don't do it, Ollie. Don't do it. And I was on the point of making a Don Cherry joke when they made one for me, and it was great. But they did it by accident.
Oh, they do.
And the guy was running through the list, and he goes through his sheets of paper. He's like, well, no, Wednesday we're going to be doing this. Thursday there's going to be a music night with Don Cherry. Is there?
Is there?
Is there now? And he immediately said, I meant Ron McClain. Sorry, I meant Ron McClain. Just lots of Don Cherry on the brain. This
Oh,
week.
he's
Lots
traumatized. He's traumatized.
Yeah. So even the thought of music night with Don Cherry
I don't even know what
on
that
a Thursday
is.
night at the top night
No.
would be quite the evening. I don't know what Don Cherry's music taste is.
Well, probably Stompin' Tom Connors.
Yeah, that was the first name that came
Pretty
to my
sure that's
mind,
the
yeah.
only thing he listens to.
I think he just listens to the hockey song.
That's
yeah.
right.
All day, every day.
I mean, that's how I picture it. Yeah, right when the alarm goes out. Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night. Snooze. Tonight.
Do you think he's more Rush or more hip? I mean, I just don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, he'd be a hip guy.
You think he'd be a hip guy?
Yeah, he's not a Rush
Good
guy.
Canadian boys.
Yeah. Ron McClain would be a Rush
Kingston.
guy.
Yeah. Ron
Yeah,
McClain
Don Cherry's
likes.
a hip
Well,
guy.
Ron McClain loves the Tragically Hip though as well.
Yeah, well, you can be both.
So
It's not one or the other here.
the exciting thing is, I'm relatively sure we're going to get to ask Ron McClain this.
Yeah, I
in
think so
February
too. Yeah.
when they come here. So it was really exciting. We went through the whole list yesterday. Nothing is final yet, but I'm hopeful that we're going to get to broadcast live from some pretty cool stuff during the
Yeah.
So
Wicked.
we should be pretty well embedded in proceedings. It is the world's most stupidly named event. It's like 4 days that they call Hockey Day in Canada.
Well, it all ramps up to the day, to the Saturday.
Kind of does,
Right?
Yeah, sort of. But there's cool stuff all week long. So there's the Challenge Cup games.
Yes.
For Sir John
Of
and
course.
St. Pat's
Yes.
will be played on the same day as the alumni game. So what you're going to have is Women's Challenge Cup, Men's Challenge Cup, alumni game in like
incredible.
a 9-hour block of
That's
hockey,
incredible, though.
which hopefully we're going to take entirely live with video and play-by-play. That's the plan.
Amazing.
I'm kind of hoping we can get like the Stanley Cup and the Challenge Cup next to each other in studio.
Yep.
Which is going to be pretty cool.
Oh, then we got to do for the girls' game and the guys' game. We got to do interviews, just like they would do on Hockey Night in Canada. Absolutely.
So I'm going to try and set the whole thing up as Hockey Eve in Canada.
Hockey Eve.
Yeah.
If we can get
The day before Hockey Day.
The day before Hockey Day in Canada.
if we can get a picture of the Stanley Cup next to AJ's trophy,
Yep.
that would be
Perfect.
just
Perfect.
The paper trophy he
paper-
accidentally
Yes,
ordered
that's
from
the
Amazon.
one. Yes.
Or our cabin trophy, the one that's made of birch sticks.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get some
The
people
one
to
that
skate.
Sarah made for us.
Dust it off a little.
Beautiful.
Get Lanny McDonald to skate around the ice, hoisting it along.
Oh,
my
man,
God.
that'd be great.
All right. I'm getting a little too excited. And this is months away.
Well, there's a draft as well, right? So for
Yeah.
the alumni game, local people get to play in it. So there's a draft that happens on the Wednesday. We're going to hopefully take the draft live. That's going to be a bunch of fun as well. There is a music night. It won't involve Don Cherry. And that'll be Thursday. That should be pretty cool. There's a banquet, and hopefully we're going to be able to give away some tickets to that. And then on Hockey Day itself, we're going to have a booth out on Sombergate Park where Hockey Day is taking place.
I got to get a suit. I was thinking about this the other day. There's
You've
so
got
many
a shiny turquoise jacket.
That's right. But it doesn't fit me very well.
Well, then give it back.
But I will.
Oh, man.
Or maybe have it let out. Or maybe take the. I was thinking about taking the sleeves off.
Oh,
Can
there
you really
go.
have that? How can you have that jacket let out? It's covered in sequins.
Shh. Don't worry about it.
Between the celebration and the protest,
That's why you
the
take
amount
sleeves
of
out.
gaudy jackets that are going to come together
man.
on those 4 days. Oh, man.
There are people sewing right now.
Oh,
When
Their
you say-
Don Cherry revenge jacket.
I would wear a Don Cherry revenge jacket. It sounds like quite the entertaining piece of clothing. Do you honestly think there will be people who,
Yes.
in 3 months' time,
Before you even say it, yes.
will still have the vigor
Yes.
to go out and protest? Bearing in mind,
Yes.
it could be minus 35.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, someone will have a sign that says "Bring Dawn back," or literally show up at one of the events and say, "I would come if Dawn were here."
I might do it just to make sure it happens.
That's right.
Because no matter what you really think about it, and people are entitled to their own opinions, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It's
TV show.
really not that important.
And
Well,
he's 85.
and he's 85, and he's a celebrity. It's what's odd is that like people will deride people for being obsessed with celebrities, and then a celebrity that they like, Don Cherry, goes down like he was always going to do, and they're just like, it's too stuffed. Our country's gone down the tubes. It's like, oh, it's a celebrity.
All right, let's get out of this. We're
That's
going
all
to
it
go
is.
right down that toilet
down it.
hole of...
No, but Hockey Day in Canada sounds, and now that you've listed all those other things, sounds incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah, kickoff period is December the 4th. They're going to have a big news conference.
Yeah.
Ron McClain's going to be at that, and a bunch of other people, and then that is the
Not named Don.
Yeah, and then that is nobody fruit related.
That's right.
And then there's a 2-month countdown after that to Hockey Day.
Very
The
nice.
first of the Hockey Day.
Okay, but we didn't answer the question. Someone local. If you were going to put someone local next to Ron McLean for Hockey Day in Canada, who you
So,
got?
oddly enough, I asked the mayor about this yesterday, and the mayor said Jonas Sangris
Yes.
is
yes.
is ready to go.
Yes. Jonas would be great.
So that was her tip, was
Yeah.
get Jonas Sangris up there, which I would very much look forward to. I don't know the hockey community here well enough to know who would
Jonas
do a
would
job.
be pretty awesome. Yeah. Jonas has been involved for a very long time.
I did pitch for your character, Taylor Puckman, to
Taylor
return
Oh, T-Pucks.
Bring him out of
for hockey-
retirement.
for our
Yeah.
Hockey Even Canada broadcast to be between the benches.
It's
doing-
probably time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that could be a thing.
Yeah.
You could be our own Pierre McGuire.
No, come on now.
Just
Don't
That's
insult
such a
Taylor
mean
Puckman
thing
like
to
that.
say.
Just
to
pumping
anyone.
everyone's tires. This
Scott.
kid's incredible. I can't get over him. Oh my god, I want to adopt this kid, bring him into my house.
Bloody hell. Scott, who's clearly quite a competent broadcaster, and here you are calling it Pierre McGuire.
Taylor Puckman doesn't
Fine.
have the capability
Ray
to be that
Ferrero.
weird. Ray Ferraro. Yeah. Glenn Healy.
Hey, all right, that's enough. Hockey Day in Canada coming up in February. Just a whole bunch of things going to be happening, so we'll keep you apprised of that as we draw closer.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
The City of Yellowknife wants to remind you that composting during the winter, well, things get frozen. So they want you to just, mind your green cart. You know what I mean? Because
All
things
right.
can get stuck to the side. I want you to shovel or hack that stuff off so it's more easily collectible. Do you compost?
Yeah.
All right.
But not in a normal way.
How do you mean?
Well, so we live in a condo.
Yeah.
And the city has
The little buckets.
certain restrictions that don't allow, I don't know if it's apartments and condo buildings, but
Yeah.
you don't get those green carts.
No, you get the bucket.
Well, but you'd have to pay extra for a compost, any type of situation, and Kavanaugh to come pick it up.
That sounds stupid.
It's a little annoying. I don't know how it works out for others. I don't know if they just the simple solution, I guess, is just because those red bins
Yeah.
are still there.
Yeah.
So you can always, and we used to do that. We used to just take our compost
to
to
the bin,
those
yeah.
those red bins. And there's one outside where the old Ecology North build. It looks so lonely now.
I know.
It's just sitting there, just alone, just kind of hanging out in the alley.
Put your scraps in me.
Empty lot behind it.
I'm warm.
So obviously you can still do that. But we actually have a neighbor that lives in a house that just kind of lets us use his compost bin.
Why doesn't the building just buy a green cart?
Well, we already pay enough.
How much is a green
I
cart?
have no idea.
I imagine a building with how many tenants? 6?
6 units. yeah.
6 units.
Yeah.
Could probably split the cost of a friggin' compost.
Life's expensive enough, Jesse.
That's right. I shouldn't have to pay much. Well, there is obviously there's costs in collecting these things, but
Right.
you shouldn't have to pay for a friggin' cart.
We shouldn't have to
The
pay
whole
extra.
point is to get as much waste out of people's houses without going into the garbage as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
If there's possibly an 8.5% increase in property taxes coming, work it into that,
Think it-
or work it into other things.
Yeah, work a little plastic card into
And
that
I
cost.
say this knowing full well, I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to how to run a city. I'm sure I could ask Steve Payne or any of the councillors that I know, just like, why do you guys do that? And they'll be like, well, it's a long, complicated process. It's like, I'm bored. I'm bored already.
I felt like you had a pretty good grip on it.
Right? Well, why not just pay for the green carts? Pay for the buckets. There it is. Encourage people to compost.
Well, because we need a way forward.
Oh.
We need things to not always be perfect
Uh-huh.
so that we can work towards something better.
Oh, that's awful.
Does that not make sense?
Nothing is perfect, so we have something to look forward to all the time.
Well, there you go.
We don't have to set it up to not be perfect to be like, we can make this better. But
sometimes we do anyway.
yeah, of course we do. But that seems counterintuitive. It's like, we can do this better. We're not going to do it as well as we could, so we can move towards the thing we know we can do.
That's business.
That's business, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's free market. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just reminding you that if you are composting, things get frozen. They want you to say that what they're saying is during the winter, frozen food scraps often get stuck to the bottom of the green carts. Carts should be lined with a compostable liner or organics placed inside compostable bags to help ensure that the green cart will be emptied. If loose organic waste is stuck to your cart, use a shovel or a stick to loosen it prior to connection. Yeah. Now, the city will not be providing your sticks.
No.
You can probably find a stick somewhere. But it does have to be City of Yellowknife approved. It has to be a City of YK approved stick.
Yes.
That you can find anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
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 An unapproved stick might poke holes in the bag.
It's exactly right.
Compost everywhere.
Exactly right. You can't have it.
You don't want that.
Can't have it. So just shop local for your stick, and then just scrape the side of your green bin.
In the interest of continuing this thrilling conversation.
This is thrilling. There are people who are like, this is pretty funny because I compost, and it's a pain.
And it's true. I feel their pain.
I love to compost as well. Compostable bags are literal garbage. They are the worst. I can barely open them without, like, you pop it open and you, like, you fluff it like you do a garbage bag, and it immediately breaks. It immediately just splits open. Yeah.
Which ones are you buying?
I don't know.
Those ones
the Glad ones.
They're kind of like greenish and tinge, and they just kind of look like they were somehow fashioned from like plants.
They look. Yeah, exactly. They look like. Well, I could probably eat this in a pinch, probably. So I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like it's like candy paper.
Ours stay together pretty good.
Well, aren't you something?
Yeah. And they're always like juicy at the bottom because it's compost and it's gross.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but they keep it together pretty well.
All right,
you got to take it easy on your compost bags. You're fluffing too hard.
Much like the compost bags, I just can't keep it together. But yeah, okay. So you get those compost bags, and do you freeze it? Do you put it outside?
I mean, like the bin that we're sharing with our neighbors outside.
Okay,
so,
but you don't put the little bucket in there outside.
The little
bucket that you put your
bucket inside the bucket. Bucket inside the bin?
Well, where do you put it in when you...
We just take the bag out of the bucket, and put it in the bin.
Okay,
that's what we do.
All right. So what happened with us is that we kept the compost just a little too long.
Okay,
got fruit flies. So we're gonna put it outside now.
Yeah,
put it outside. It's just a pain that you gotta grab it and everything, but you just grab everything, put it in a bowl, and then put it in the bucket.
It's one of the kind of annoying but also kind of nice things about summer here is like it reminds you to take out your compost more regularly because if you don't, just fruit flies everywhere.
It just gets so warm.
Oh,
and stinky.
And stinky and juicy.
Happy breakfast. Good Lord. Just, if you are composting, just, get your City of Yellowknife registered stick. Scrape it off the side of your green bin. All right? For goodness sake, we all have a part to play.
Scenes from the cabin.
Help you, boys?
You got any white bread?
Yes.
I'll have some toasted white bread, please.
You want butter or jam on that toast, honey?
No, ma'am. Dry.
Got any fried chicken?
Best damn chicken in the state.
Bring me 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
You want chicken wings or chicken legs?
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
And some dry white toast, please.
Y'all want anything to drink with that?
No, ma'am.
A Coke.
Be up in a minute.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guest to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including the Monkey Tree Pub and Steak Restaurant, the Woodyard Brewhouse and Eatery, Flavor Trader, Copperhouse Eatery and Lounge, or Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
If you don't know, Parcel of Rogues is a theater company here in Yellowknife who for the last few years have been putting on some wonderful pantomime performances. In the past, they've done the Outrageous Tales of Hans Christian Andersen, or the Total Tales? I can't remember what it was. Outrageous Tales of Hans Christian Andersen. They did Snow White. They've done a few different things.
Was it outrageous, or was it just the tales, the classic tales?
The greatest hits.
Greatest
right up there. We got
hits.
an old ticket stub up there. The greatest hits of Hans Christian Andersen live.
All this crazy crap we got on the walls is really going to come in handy. It just did right there.
It's all this stuff on the wall. Like, whatever. So they're coming up with they got their new show coming up next weekend. They've been rehearsing for weeks. I know because my partner Phoenix is, of course, in it because this is just anything that's going on. She's like, I'll just do that and then figure out how to do that later. That's how she do. She takes on as much stuff as she possibly can, and she's been doing this for the last few years, and it's been pretty wonderful actually.
And
Parcel
she
of
hasn't
Rogues
learned.
Put together some wonderful shows with some wonderful people, and this year they are doing Scrooge the musical. Yes, that's right. They've taken the classic tale of the Christmas Carol and added some music to it, and now she has been, I've been running lines with her and stuff like that.
Yeah,
going over songs. Mm-hmm. They've been doing this for weeks. They have a little group chat going where they're practicing their English accents together. Because, I mean, one of the hardest things about performing, it's not just memorizing your lines, memorizing your placement, memorizing all that. A lot of people think that stuff's easy. It's, you know what I mean? To a certain degree it is once you get kind of, practiced in it, like learning your lines and learning your blocking is, pretty rote. But learning blocking where you go.
Pardon my ignorance.
No, I won't. Not this time. Not this
Football
time.
here?
I'm going to throw you under the bus like Ron McClain did to Don. How dare you not know what blocking is?
Are we pass block or run block?
No,
they're two very different.
Just
things.
where you have to move on the stage when you're working.
And that's like
that's your blocking.
The terminology comes from like a square of space you're taking up, a block of space. Is that where that comes from?
Sure. That's what it comes from. Yep.
What does it
Actually,
come from?
you know what? I don't know what it comes from. I don't know my theater history because that was my least favorite class in college.
Now who's
theater
been
history?
thrown under
Why do
the
I need to
bus?
learn about Shakespeare? Just give me my Brando script, please.
There we go. I threw you under the bus, so we can move on.
Thank you very much. So learning that stuff is kind of like as you get practice at it is a little easier and easier. But one of the things that they are doing is obviously trying to learn accents. For Scrooge, right? And there's a bunch of yes, very good. That's not an accent you would hear in Scrooge. But I mean, anywhere from Scrooge is not exactly high end. He's not like the most posh. But he's a bit more posh than, say, like the middle class workers that he has in his employ and some of the other characters.
Right.
So everyone's trying a bunch of different things, and so they've got this group chat going where they're sending back and forth their lines as they try to practice their accents, and it's really awesome. It's awesome to see like them so involved in it and trying to learn it.
Yeah.
And of course, Phoenix has been doing her English accent around the house, and she'll just kind of come in. She's like, "Hi, babe." How was your day? Oh, rehearsal was good. And
you got to do that like super low class.
That's right. Well, kind of. Yeah,
English
I mean that's kind of where
accent,
they're at, right?
And
it's
like, "Oi, babe."
Yeah.
like almost Australian.
Almost Australian, and that's funny because some people like really get into it and do that. And I've just been kind of like giving her as much. I mean, accents for me are incredibly difficult. So, like for somebody who doesn't do them all the time, it's incredibly, incredibly difficult. So she's trying to do it as much as possible to kind of get into the habit of it.
Right.
And, just kind of giving her little tweaks. I was like, oh, don't round that O so much. And that sounds more Australian or whatever.
Right.
It's adorable. And it's been really cool to watch everybody work so bloody hard at this. Cause it's going to be a really fun show. I read the script and it's great. And, they've tossed some music in there, and it's not going to be like the past shows where they have like a blue night. You know how they did like a family show and a blue show?
Yeah. Did they do that with the Hans Christian Andersen
They did.
one? Oh, okay.
They did. And it was Hans Christian Sexy.
Oh.
Derson. There we go. Hans Christian Anders Sexy.
This is why the wordplay was just too foul for Scrooge. Like, you're not going to do.
That's right.
Not going to go down that road.
Yeah. No, you can't. No, but I mean, they've also got a bunch of kids in this one. So, because obviously you've got to have a Tiny Tim and things like that.
Yes.
And I just thought, like, well, why not just like have someone walk around on their knees and then you can have a Tiny Tim. That'd be good, right? I think you could do that.
But I feel like you could probably find a kid to play.
But a kid who can swear and tell like double entendre jokes,
version.
like if you did that, you know what I mean? You'd have to have an adult do it.
Yeah.
So they're not doing that this year, but they do have 5 shows, 3 evenings shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and 2 matinees, Saturday and Sunday. And you can check out knacknt.ca for more info on that. And they're running some ads with us on the website as well.
Now, this is too wholesome of a story for a blue version anyway.
Is it?
Let's be honest.
I feel like there's a version out there. There's actually, I told you about this. BBC is doing a dark version of Christmas Carol with Guy Pearce, Tom Hardy. I think Cillian Murphy's in it. It's from the makers of Peaky Blinders. So like real like turn of the century raw gritty version of Christmas Carol.
I mean, I could see that.
Andy Serkis is in it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could make it like a bunch of innuendo jokes and stuff. I assume they're just going like not dark as in dirty jokes, but dark as in like kind of scary and.
Well, yeah, but I think the best attempt at it is a movie that you do not like that I love from my childhood, Scrooged, and that one is like a PG-13. They don't go too far with it.
Muppet Christmas Carol has some pretty scary moments
and some sexy jokes every time with these Muppets. It's disarming because it's just someone's it's just it's a puppet.
Well, yeah. I mean,
when they swear, you're like, good Lord.
Okay. Easy, guys.
Easy, Cookie Monster. We get it. You're addicted. Parcel of Rogues putting on Scrooge the musical. Tickets now available. NACNT.ca for ticket info and pricing and all the schedule information. Go check it out. It's, package this, and then the next week you got Nutcracker. You got yourself an all-around family Christmas thing.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
The Far North Photo Festival starts tomorrow here in Yellowknife and runs to the 20th. You can find out more at farnorthphotofest.com. And we are joined by, two people. Pat Kane, and Amanda Annand, who you probably know too, but I just met. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Pat, you can pull that close to your face if you like.
Oh,
or you can just put your face closer
Just
to it.
scooch closer.
Scooch is fine.
Good?
Yeah, you're good.
Distance.
You're a good scoocher.
I'm a Scoochie guy.
Scoochie. I'm a Scoochie. Put that on a T-shirt. Do it now. Okay, Far North Photo Festival. Break it all down. PK, start.
Okay, so the photo festival runs starting tomorrow until the 20th.
Yep.
We have a bunch of things happening. So tomorrow night is the opening of our exhibition. So we're going to have a big gallery in the Center Square Mall, lower level, by Tim Hortons. And we're going to have photos from all across the Arctic, all the way from Alaska to Siberia.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to have a lot of photos from amateurs and just people who love photography exhibited alongside some really incredible documentary photographers from across the world. So it's going to be quite a large exhibit. We're pumped about it. And yeah, we're going to hopefully get a ton of people out and have some fun and celebrate visual storytelling in the North, which is what this festival really is about.
Absolutely. How'd you find the room in the Center Square Mall to do all this?
Well, this is a long story, but the short version is we reached out to the mall and they're like, yeah, and then no, and then yeah, and then yeah, and then here, but not here. And
Okay.
do this. Anyway, you'll
Perfect.
find us. Yeah.
All right, great.
It's not the old BMO space; it's the old bootlegger space.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in the long story.
Well, I'll come in next week.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We're super grateful that the mall is letting us
Absolutely.
use the
Totally.
space.
No, it's a great place to have it too. Right in the middle of downtown. It's $5 to get in. Is that right?
$5 tonight to get in.
Yep.
It's free for the rest of the week. So
Oh,
during
wonderful.
all hours.
Okay. Yeah. So 10 to 5 every day during the festival. You can come down and check out all those photos. And there's going to be workshops, of course, all week long as well. Amanda, tell us what part of this you're looking forward to most.
Yeah, well, we're really excited to have our two guest keynote speakers in, Mauricio Paulus and Danielle Zalkman, who are both really well-known and really well-respected documentary photographers internationally, both published in publications like National Geographic, Washington Post, New York Times. So we're super jazzed that we have some photographers of that caliber that we can bring in and learn from. And we picked them because they're friends of ours and also because they represent a lot of the things that we're trying to bring out through this festival, a lot of the themes that we're trying to bring out, like representation and storytelling, media ethics, challenging mainstream narratives to tell a deeper story. So that's why we want to have them here. And they're going to be at Top Night on Saturday night. We have an event called Identity Through Storytelling, which is being hosted by Denny Nawo. So we're really excited to partner with them on that as well. And so Pat Kane and Angela will also be joining them in a panel discussion that's going to be moderated by Denny Nawo. And then we'll have some beats from Sammy and DJ Puppy. So we're jazzed for Saturday night. It's going to be a party, so everyone should come.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Photo party.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Now, will there be a photo booth, though?
No.
No.
Ooh.
Good. No one is working on this night.
No
We're
one's
just talking
working.
about it.
All the
That's right.
photographers will be having fun.
That's
Yes.
right.
We'll
Awesome.
be at the bar.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's great. The one question I actually did have, I mean, obviously digital's the main overlier in photography now. Is anyone still using film? Pat, do you film at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't in a long time, but people still use it. It's more of like a fine art
Yes,
kind of craft.
of course.
right now.
Yeah.
But it's still relevant, and a lot of people, shoot it. Maybe not for like quick assignments,
Yeah.
but for kind of longer stories or longer projects that people are working on. And it just has a different quality, and you can really tell when you look at them in print the difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like what you said with fine art, I remember doing it in high school and being just awful at it. and going into the dark room and coming out with like just nothing that I could ever say was a photograph. Also, like there's a new trend, not a new trend, but there's some of this nostalgia trend, kind of like there's the film, which a lot of people like, you need a real fine tune for. You really need to know your stuff. And then there's stuff like coming back like Polaroids and throwaway cameras. These are becoming very popular now, and they come up on Instagram where someone takes a throwaway camera, gets it developed, and then takes a picture of that picture for Instagram. That seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, I think people are just exploring.
But that's exciting, right? More people are getting into it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of what the festival is really trying to celebrate too. I think people are going to be surprised at what we don't have displayed at the exhibit.
Yeah.
And the stuff that we're not talking about, because it's really about documentary photography and storytelling, and really how people here in the North can reclaim their own stories.
Yes.
And that's a big theme throughout as well. So kind of like a film festival or a music festival in the North, we're always trying to push people here to tell their own stories and have their own voices and share that. So yeah, hopefully people will come and see all these kinds of experimental and really interesting ways that people do that visually.
And for new people, like people just getting into it, there's going to be workshops. Like there's an intro to photography workshop with Sam Stewart. So like for people who are just wanting to get into it or just kind of exploring that, there is something for them as well.
Yeah, so on our festival program, it's workshops all day Saturday and from 12 to 5 on Sunday. And we tried to have a range of workshops so that anyone from a total beginner to someone who's like working in the industry could find something that they would benefit from. And also a range of different types of photography. So anything from aurora borealis photography to portraiture to, building narratives, writing grants, pitching your work to editors. So there's going to be something for everyone.
Sweet. Even for someone like me who would take like a black and white photo through a chain link fence and be like, this is deep.
It's art.
It's art. This is art. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's tilted a little bit
Yeah.
and like the sun's kind of obscured.
Just put a filter on it. Put
Yeah.
it on Instagram.
Sounds
Camera
like
obscura. Am I
you
using
should
that
be
right?
giving your own workshop.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you got a lot to offer.
The empty lot behind the fence, it's what's not in the picture.
That's right.
That's what you're
That's what
trying
we're talking
to
about.
capture.
That's right.
But that's the amazing thing about photography is that everyone has taken a photo. Everyone can take a photo. So it's like a super accessible medium. And I think that's why we're really excited to have the festival here too. I think as far as we know, it's the first photo festival that's happened in Yellowknife. So I really hope that people will come out and feel really connected to what's being shown and what we have to offer.
Okay. Now, where is so you've got the Of the North display going on all week at the Center Square Mall. Where are some of these workshops taking place? And people can find out more info at photofest.com. The whole program's there, but tell us where other things are going to be kind of happening.
Yeah, so the workshops are going to be in the space upstairs, the 2 rooms by the library.
Yep.
So the next space and the library space. We'll try to have signage and sort of we'll be milling about between the exhibition on the main floor and the workshop space upstairs to kind of direct people over the weekend as well.
All right. Perfect.
And the keynote presentation and panel discussion is the top night. Doors open at 6:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else to add, PK?
No, I just always love coming in here so early in the morning.
That's right. I know you do. Everybody likes waking up this early.
Yeah.
Right?
If you could have busted out that silk camouflage shirt, though, that would have been.
You know what? It might be a little snug after 25 years.
Maybe.
But, might have to find one.
I was going to say we need to find you one of
It's
those.
probably Wish things,
Yes.
ads that come through.
Definitely on Wish.
Guaranteed it's going to pop up in my newsfeed.
It's, let's just make sure this is going on the internet right now. Google is obviously listening. Pat Kane wants a silk camo button-up. Wish.
I think Fabricland is looking for new business now, so
They are. That's right.
They'd probably be all over that.
They filed for bankruptcy protection after Don Cherry's debacle.
Oh my God, all those patterns. Who's going to buy all those patterns?
Me. I will for my couches. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, guys. Far North Photo Fest this weekend, starting tomorrow, running all the way through the 20th. FarNorthPhotofest.com/festival. You can get the entire booklet there, the entire program, find out where everything is and who's going to be around. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.